I'm just going to do a do what down here so it's all in one place, and then we'll transfer it later. So what is the first one? Right. What are we writing?
Narrative.
Yeah, a narrative. Okay, what's our next one? What's our next do? What is it telling? What happens next? So tells what happens next. What's the last one? Nope, I only want the do first. Use
What you know.
what you know. So that's referring to those elements, right? Like Sai said, where it takes place, which is the setting, or the people who are in it, or characters who are in it. So then we have use what you know. Okay. Okay. Alright, so I made a practice prompt for you to discuss with your partner. And if you want to use your whiteboard to take down notes, or the back, well, you don't have a back. So if you want to use your whiteboard to take some notes down, and you can, and I'm going to read it to you. It says, write a narrative from another character's point of view. Use what you know about the character's setting, and events from the passage to write the narrative. So I'm going to set a 2-minute timer, and you're going to actually practice breaking that down. So if you want to do a do what on your board, that's a great thing to do, and then go through this with your partner. Go ahead. All right. Raise your hand if you would like to do the first one. Okay, Carmen? Right, narrative. Is there anything special you kind of put with that? Anybody want to add and use your adding hand signal? Definitely, what do you want to add to this part?
Narrative point of view.
Yeah, I would put point of view, and you can just put POV, point of view. Okay, what's next? Sai?
Use.
Okay, and what are we using?
Use what you know about the characters.
Yeah, so what you know. And so you know that has to do with character setting and events. Okay, and that's it. How do we feel about that? Is that a little bit better than yesterday?
Yes.
Okay, put your thumbs up, middle, or down. Like you could do this on your own. Kinda is in the middle, and down, I still need a little help. Okay, so we're kind of mixed. All right, thank you. You can erase your boards.
Okay.
All right, class.
Yes.
Okay, so we've been learning about narratives, refreshing on the narratives. In the first part of the lesson, we worked on C-Space. We mapped out the story of A Splash of Color, right? And our main character was Francis the Frog. Then we went through and did C-Space, correct?
Correct.
Okay. And then we started planning, and we looked at our prompt. And what we have planned so far is up on the board. We did self-power. We did our self. I'm not giving up. We did our gist. Our gist was, in the swamp, Francis the Frog made a cone a mansion because everything was green and boring. Okay? And then when we looked at our prompt, we took time to break it down in the last little lesson. And it says, write a narrative that tells what happens next. Use what you know to help write it. And we learned that there can be more than one part to that prompt, right? So we have write narrative, tell what happens next, use what I know. And we're saying, when we say use what I know, we assume that means the elements that were already there, correct?
Yeah.
Correct.
Thumbs up or thumbs down. We understand all that? Okay, so now we're ready for, I think, kind of the tricky part. Maybe not tricky, but what's a little bit different, right? So pick ideas. When we were doing informative / informational text, our pick ideas were coming from where? The text. But now we are this is supporting the what, right? And our what is, it's a narrative of what happens next. So it's like a part 2. So we were talking about, hey, it's like Frozen 1 and Frozen 2. And Missy doesn't know a whole bunch about that, but we know the characters basically stayed the same, right? The setting basically stayed the same. So with this, you are writing kind of a part 2. What's going to happen next, right? What's the last thing we remember that happened? Tell your partner, what's the last thing that happened? How did this story end? Okay, so I'm hearing Bentley and Journey talk, and they said the comb became a mansion, right? Okay, and she was happy, correct? So when we pick ideas, we're going to pick similar feelings that happened within the first story, right? The original story. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay, so with your partner or the people around you, you're going to think about pick ideas. So what, like your pick idea of what could happen next, okay?
So I put.
Go ahead. I already hear Elise talking. Go ahead. So what are you guys coming up with? What do you want to be kind of like your continued story part 2?
I put the cone and then the cone flew out of the
Oh, that he adopted the frog? Okay. Did you guys add on to that?
No, I didn't. Yeah. Water away and the cone lost its
Okay,
color.
so it's not going to be a swamp, so what's going to happen to her home?
Yes. And then it flew back into the...
Okay, maybe it makes her mansion bigger, and then we have that the construction worker came back, right? Is that what you said? You might want to write that down. That's a really good idea.
Forever, since forever, she said
Every day the director went by and more cones fell.
because
So every animal that
everything
did not like the greenness had a mansion.
Oh, so she started to spread the cones? Okay, alright. Class.
Yes.
So I think you're seeing how fun the pick ideas are. I personally, I get nervous when writing narratives because I always feel like I'm not so creative, like very creative. But when I was planning out the pick ideas, I actually had a lot of ideas, and then you guys had a lot of ideas. So I feel like this part of pick ideas is really fun because you're basically making a new story, right? Using the elements we already have. So we're going to share. I won't write them all down. I'll just write a few down. So I'm going to give you a minute. Can you go ahead and write yours down? Some of you had really awesome ideas, and I'm afraid you're going to forget once we start sharing all these ideas. Because I know everybody's going to want to share.
I wrote mine down right whenever I started.
Yeah, okay, so go make sure you write yours down so you don't forget it. It doesn't mean we'll get to use it, but I want you to share your idea and want others to hear it.
I really
Okay, did everybody get theirs written down?
No.
I haven't yet.
Okay, you might want to write it down. I don't want anybody to forget it. I know when I start hearing other people talk, sometimes I forget what I'm going to write down.
Okay.
Okay. Journey, do you want to share yours?
Yes. The truck driver realized the cone fell off and came back and adopted the frog.
Okay, so instead of taking the cone, he took the frog home and made her a home. Okay, so truck driver took the frog home. Well, frog to his home. Okay. Good job. Thanks for sharing, Cruz.
Someone found the cone and put the frog back.
Oh no, right? Okay. Someone
Why Cruz?
found the cone and took the frog. Oh wait. And how did we have to? Sorry. Tell me that again. Someone found the cone and
Put the frog back.
put the frog back. And put the frog back.
This is fun.
Okay. Yeah, and then you could. I feel like we go really far with that story. Okay, Zoe.
So the cone flew out of the swamp and accidentally went in green guy and then
Oh,
it
so sometimes.
accidentally flew back in the swamp. And
So
flew
maybe
aboard
the
again.
cone got tipped over and turned green because it's in a swamp. Uh-oh. Okay. Cone was tipped over and it turned green. Well, that's kind of a big problem, isn't it?
Yeah.
Okay, Carmen.
At least he got adopted.
The water became colorful and she kept adding onto her cone.
Okay, so she added on to her mansion, right? Added on to mansion.
Do we have to write all those down?
No, I'm going to write them all down. I just wanted you guys to write yours down, and then tomorrow we'll come back and pick, okay?
I forgot to write mine.
Leah.
She tells it was about the story and like how cool the time was.
So she tells others about
The
story and like what? She's inspiring them to do the same thing? Okay, so I'm going to put inspiration. Okay, let me get another piece of paper. Declan.
Francis got a new frog friend.
Francis got a new frog friend. Maybe that's why she's bored, because she's not making friends, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Yes.
Every day the driver went by and more cones fell, so every animal that did not like the greenness had a mansion to live in.
Okay, you're going to remind me about that one tomorrow when we pick, because I'll write it down later, because that one was a lot. Or I'll copy it down in a minute, okay?
Okay.
Elise?
So the truck driver replaced all the cones with frogs and placed frogs in the street.
Oh boy, so he started using the frogs as cones?
Yeah.
That probably wouldn't be very good cones, right?
No, they would be hopping
Yeah,
around changing
they're
the
hop
directions.
so
and
that
stuff.
they'll know, because they would just hop high in front of them.
Oh.
But what if they just splatter on the roof?
Okay. Sai, last one.
Francis made friends and went to frog school.
Francis made friends and went to frog school, so I'm going to add to that frog school.
Oh, they're a frog school.
Okay, so you guys have a lot of ideas. This was a lot of fun, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Okay, so really quick, you're going to kind of think about your learning. Thumbs up. Hold on, listen first. Thumbs up, you understand the purpose of pick ideas when we're writing a narrative. Kinda is in the middle. Thumbs down, you still need some help from Miss E or a partner.
And mine was kind of
Okay, that's okay to be kinda. We just started it Monday. Alright, great. Okay, you can put your
I
names
know what
down.
they did, what is.